Hello everyone, let's start with the section B question. This is from budgeting and control, and we'll try to finish it up. So, listing regional authority is responsible for provision of a wide range of services in listing region, which is based in the south of a country, Alasia. These services includes, amongst other things, responsible for resident welfare, school, housing, hospital, roads, and waste management. They offer over recent methods. The listing region experienced the hottest temperature on record, resulting in several forest fires, which caused damage to several schools and some local roads. Unfortunately, these hot temperatures were then followed by flooding, which left a number of residents without homes and saw higher than usual number of admissions to hospitals due to outbreak of diseases. These hospitals were full and some patients were treated in tents. Residents have been complaining for some years that a new hospital is needed in the area. Prior to these events, the LRA was proudly leading the way in a new approach to waste management, and with the introduction of its new waste recycling scheme. 2 years ago, it began phase one of the scheme, and half of its residents were issued with different colored waste bins for different types of waste. And the final phase was due to beginning in 1 month's time. The cost of providing the new waste bins is significant, but LRA's focus has always been on long term saving, both to environment and in terms of reduced waste disposal cost. The LRA is about to begin preparing its budget for the coming year, and which starts in 1 month's time. Over recent years, zero based budgeting has been introduced at a number of regional authorities in Malaysia, and given the number of resources which LRA faces this year, it is considering whether now would be a good time to introduce it. So, okay, now let's read the first question. The first question is, what are the main steps involved in preparing a zero based budget? The first option given is identifying previous inefficiency, using adaptive management processes, and avoiding wasteful expenditure in planning. Now, I would not choose this option because zero based budgeting starts right from scratch, so it does not have to do anything with the previous inefficiencies. Recognizing different cost behavior patterns, planning on a rolling basis, and ignoring wasteful expenditure. So this is all about rolling budget, and this is not related to zero based budgeting. C option is analyzing cost of each activity, identifying alternative methods, and assessing the consequences of performing the activity at different levels. Yes, this can be an option, but let me read D. uh, Updating the budget continually, setting performance standards, and controlling performance monthly with the use of variance analysis. So, no, A is not the option, B is not the option, and D is also not the option, and C is the correct option. The second option is, which two of the following statements are true? Now is the good time to introduce zero based budgeting in LRA. The introduction of zero based budgeting in any organization is relatively straightforward. So, for sure, second is not the correct option, because in any organization you cannot just straightforwardly implement zero based budgeting, because as mentioned above, it involves analysis of various activities and costs related to each activity, and various decision packages are made or identified. The activities in those decision packages are identified, and these decision packages are further ranked, and further it is analyzed how the resources are supposed to be allocated based on the ranking. So this is not a straightforward process. So I think whatever options which have two straightly would not be selected by me, and I'm left with one. And first statement, now is a good time to introduce zero based budgeting, but I do not feel that zero based budgeting for LRA is a good time right now. Let me read it once again. Or just yeah. So Lesting Regional Authority is responsible for provision of a wide range of services in Lesting region, which is based in the south of the country, Alasia. These services includes, amongst other things, responsibility for residents welfare, schooling and housing, hospital, roads and waste management. Over recent months, the Lesting region experienced the hottest temperature on record, resulting in several forest fires. We need to understand this, that there were some natural calamities as well, like forest fires, which caused damage to several schools and some local roads. Unfortunately, these hot temperatures were then followed by flooding as well. So another natural calamity which came was flooding, which left a number of residents without homes and saw higher than usual number of admissions to the hospital due to the outbreak of disease. These hospitals were full and some patients were treated in tents, and residents have been complaining for some years. So I do not feel, because of these natural calamities, it would be feasible for LRA to introduce zero based budgeting. So because these circumstances are actually very difficult. LRA is about to begin preparing its budget for the coming financial year, which starts in 1 month's time. Over the recent years, zero based budgeting has been introduced at the number of regional authority in Malaysia. Given the demand on resources which LRA faces this year, it is considering whether now it would be good time to introduce it or not. But over here in Malaysia, they have just faced. LRA is responsible for provision of a wide range of services in the Lesting region, which is based on south country of Asia. These services includes other things, responsibility for residents welfare and everything. So I do not think this is a good time to change, or this is a good time to introduce any new budgeting method. So because they are already facing some challenges due to flooding, and then there was the hot temperature led to forest fires as well. So I do not feel that this is the right time. Prior to these events, LRA was proudly leading the way in a new approach to waste management. With the introduction of its new recycling scheme 2 years ago, it began in phase 1 of the scheme, and half of its residents were issued with different colored waste bins. So earlier, yes, they were, but I do not feel that because of these natural calamities, I think they cannot introduce. So the introduction of zero based budgeting in LRA would be lengthy and costly. Yes, of course, in any point of time, whether right now or later, if they introduce zero based budgeting, that is also going to be very costly, and a conflict situation may arise if zero based budgeting is introduced. Now how can we say that a conflicting situation might arise? Because in the first statement I just mentioned that it is not a good time to introduce zero based budgeting. See, right now, what the situation is of not drought, sorry, floods, and there was a forest fire. So the resources are not, there is a particular standard as per which the resources must be available or utilized by the departments, and right now the resources are, I think, falling short because of these two natural calamities, and the departments might fight within themselves for these resources. There might be a lot of fight within the department and managers of these department. There might be conflict due to these situations. So a conflict situation may arise because when we introduce zero based budgeting, it means introducing right from the scratch means it eradicates all the slack present in the processes as well. So right now there is no situation of slack. Right now I think this resources are falling short. So right now zero based budgeting would lead to, like, a conflicting situation where managers of each and every department might conflict with each other, that some department would say I need this much resource and some department would say I need this much funding. So there can be conflict. So I think third and fourth option are correct and C is the right option. Now the last one, the third question is, which of the following currently describes a decision package within the context of zero based budgeting? A method of budgeting that requires each cost element to be specifically justified as though the activities to which the budget were being undertaken for the first time. So a method of budgeting that requires each cost element to be specifically justified. Yes, I think as though I think this is the suitable option, but let me read further, because in zero based budgeting we start from the scratch, and we need to justify each and every cost element based on which the decision packages are made. So I think A is the right option, but let me read further. The decision or the choices between making product in-house or outsourcing, no, this is not related to zero based budgeting. A method of budgeting based on an activity framework utilizing cost drivers, this is all related to A, activity based budgeting. So a list of costs that will not result in an outflow of cash either now or in future, or result in a real cash expenditure. So A is the correct option over here, because a list of cost that will not result in an outflow of cash either now or in the future, this is not the primary objective of zero based budgeting at all. So D is also incorrect. Which one of the following statement is true? If 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 any of the activity or operation in LRA are wasteful, zero based budgeting will not be able to identify these and remove them. So which one of the following statement is true? So this is false, because zero based budgeting's primary objective is to remove the wasteful activities, to identify which activities are at slack or wasteful activity and remove them. With the implementation of zero based budgeting, managers may become less motivated as they have had a key role in putting the budget together. No, they will be highly motivated, because the main key role is of the manager only, since it involves analyzing each and every cost. So it will be from a very lower level. So it is from bottom to top, okay, not from top to bottom where the managers are not involved. So it is from bottom to top, the managers are involved in it. The key role is with the managers and they will be highly motivated. Zero based budgeting would discourage a more questioning attitude. No, so there will be a questioning attitude, and that's why they will be able to question each and every cost. How all over zero based budgeting at LRA will lead to a more efficient allocation of resources. Yes, this is the only option, so I'm selecting it. And if we look at zero based budgeting, it removes the wasteful activity, it removes the slack, so efficient allocation of resources would be done. Which of the following following describes difficulty in assessing performance in not-for-profit organization. Benefits and cost are not always easy to quantify. Okay, these organizations often have multiple stakeholders and therefore multiple objective. I think yes, no, the second option is correct. So let's see, definitely see, second option is correct. And where is second option coming in? Second option is coming in B, C and D. Okay, so we need to, I need to read the third option as well. Definitely one option, first option is incorrect. Not, I'm not sure actually. Just let me read the third option. These organizations, yeah, we can say that A is not correct then, because for sure second is there. So I can say B, C or D. Among B, C or D, any option can be there. Let me read third then. These organizations often have unlimited funds and are therefore not motivated to measure performance. These organizations often have unlimited funds. Is it true or false that not-for-profit organizations always have uh, unlimited funds and therefore they are not motivated to measure performance? See, this is incorrect as per me, because the funds in a not-for-profit organization are definitely limited. So this is incorrect. Now, I think I removed this thing. I said A is not the option. This cannot be. So definitely 3 is not there. So I will not select D definitely. Now let me need one first. Benefit and cost are not always easy to quantify. In case of not-profit organization, yes, benefit and cost is not the primary objective, right? It is the when do we do such analysis? We do such analysis when we need to assess how much profit an organization can run. But in case of not-for-profit organization, first of all, this is not the primary objective, or this is not the objective at all, to earn the profit. If there is this is not the objective to earn the profit, therefore cost benefit analysis becomes the very last priority of NPO. But there can be difficulty as well, because there are multiple stakeholders, and each stakeholder may give you some kind of each stakeholder might have to be given some priority. So benefits and cost are not always important. So it is very difficult to quantify benefits and cost in case of not for profit organization. And for me, B is the correct option.